All right, folks, how you doing? WrestleTrueResults303.com. Check out the website, link in the description box. Mind, body, spirit, fitness, putting the healing back in health. Coming at you today with a video on how often should you go to the restroom, right? How often should you poop, if we want to use a simple term, right? And then once again, this is going to be a difficult subject to discuss. It's going to be different for every single person, unfortunately. So what works for me isn't going to work for you. It's like exercise, right? But I got to give you a little food for thought. I was trying to do some quick research. I needed to get this video done before I stepped out to go to the gym. But I'm going to make it right now anyways because I've got a lot of other things I need to do today. So first is we've got to realize that, we've got the macronutrients, right? We've got protein, carbohydrates, and fats, right? Totally different foods. Totally different things. Now, put it this way. I know if you know a little bit about nutrition, we know that fat slows absorption, right? Fat slows absorption, right? Digestion. It's going to slow the digestive process. So what does that mean? If fat slows the digestive process, that means for some reason it takes the body longer to digest fat. So when it's infused with your food, your digestive system is going to work slower, right? So we've got to be able to understand that. That's why I came out with a video on food combinations and combining your food that can help with digestive issues. I'll try to link that in the description box for you. But I just like being able to talk instead. So let's listen. I'll put it close to you. We'll see. How long does it take for meat to digest in the human body?
According to details, but all the foods from a meal are broken down and out of the stomach within 2 to 3 hours, then usually leave the body within 3 days.
Did you hear that? It's broken down in 2 to 3 hours, but yet leaves the body in 2 to 3 days, right? That wasn't the one I got earlier. Let's see if I can find out something else. How long does it take for meat to digest? It's not the one I said last time. How long does it take for meat to digest in the human body? The same one I just did.
According to details, but all the foods from a meal are broken down and out of the...
I want to get the one I had earlier. What it said was it takes meat anywhere from 24 to 72 hours to digest, depending on the person's body, how they feel, and many other factors, right? So if your body is in a state of stress, it's not going to be able to digest as well because it's not at ease. Remember, disease is really dis-ease. The body is not in a state of well-being, of happiness, right? So when the body is stressed, it's not going to be able to function properly in any way. That's why you have aches and pains and pimples and zits and you stink and whatever the case may be, right? So that was the one I was hoping. I heard it earlier, but I didn't get it. That was the one I heard. So once again, you got to understand that foods digest at different time frames. I was looking for this packet that one of my friends from the gym had given me a while back, but I couldn't find the packet. What happens as well is once the body, so research out there says, if I remember correctly, that carbohydrates start to digest in the mouth because the saliva has a chemical or an enzyme in it that automatically starts to break down carbohydrates, right? It doesn't have that for meat. So meat doesn't start digesting until it reaches into the stomach. What we've also have to realize is that these different types of foods, meats, protein, carbohydrates, fats, they take a different enzyme to digest. So once you start putting, the more complex your meal is, the more flavors and the more tingling of the palate that it gives you, the harder it's going to be for the body to digest. Because now that you have meat, but then you have a carbohydrate and you have a fat, now the body has to kind of break its enzyme production in into three. It has to create a little bit of the protein digestive enzyme, a little bit of the carbohydrate digestive enzyme, and a little bit of the fat digestive enzyme. If I remember correctly, they all function on different enzymes. They're all digested by a different enzyme. So now the body can't fully digest that food as quick as it wants to because it has to compete with these other types of foods and create these other enzymes. So, got to be careful of that. How complex is your meal? Yes, I know that adding butter and this and that and blah, 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 blah makes the food taste better, but it can create a lot of stress on the digestive tract. So, should you poop 3 times a day? I don't know. Do you? I have a buddy who, yeah, pretty much when he eats, it's like within 20 minutes he has to go to the restroom. But that can be a downfall. We've got to understand that your body needs to properly digest this food so it can actually utilize all the vitamins and minerals that are in that food. So if you're eliminating too fast, you might not be getting all of the benefits of the actual food that you're eating, right? And then if you're digesting too long, now you just have this food and these, this digestive food rotting in your intestines, which they say then now your body starts to soak up all the toxins that are in this food and dispersing them through the body. So it's going to be trial and error, right? In my opinion, at least once a day. All that talking just for once a day. All right? So once a day should be your goal, at least once a day. Like on that one said, it said most food digests in 2 to 3 hours, but your body eliminates it in 1 to 3 days. I was hoping I could find the other one because, like I said, that one said meat was 24 to 72 hours. I can't remember how I worded it, though. Let's see if I can type it in real quick. Okay, this one says meat is made up of protein and some fat, which is easily digested and generally leaves the stomach in 2 to 3 hours. Meat is fully digested within 4 to 6, compared to dietary fiber found in fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. See what this one says for carbs. But there you go. Like I said, folks, it's, just like they say, if you're eating simple sugars and ice cream and things like that, it's going to digest a lot faster than a potato or oats or anything like that. So it's going to just depend, right, on the foods that you're eating. If it's a day where you're going to be eating strictly meats and potatoes or meats and vegetables, then you're probably going to have a different digestive time than if you're going to be eating carbohydrates and vegetables, or avocados and nuts and seeds and vegetables. So it's just going to depend. But I'd say best bet, go with once a week. Or once a week. Ooh, that'd be horrible. I used to be once a week. If you're once a week, that means your diet is garbage and you're not eating properly, right? Because I used to go once a week. Now I can go once a day. If I go on a bad eating binge on the weekend, then on a Saturday, Sunday, I probably won't poop until Wednesday or Thursday, right? So for me, I used to have major digestive issues. I can tell you right now, start adding lots of raw foods, vegetables, fruits. I'm a little iffy on the fruit. Since my weight's under control, I eat more fruits than I would normally, or than I would suggest to someone that is overweight. But like I said, when my diet's on point, once a day, I'm usually going. But when my diet's horrible, I'm at 2 to 3 days, once every 2 to 3 days. So if that's where you're at, start adding in more whole foods, more fresh fruits and vegetables, more water. Once again, if you're having hard stool and things like that, that's probably because you're dehydrated. If you have no water in your system, how is your poop going to be nice and soft? Come out. If your whole body's dehydrated, how is your poop going to be nice and soft? It's not going to be, right? So I hope that helps. Subscribe to the channel, share and like these videos.